If you've been sending emails that nobody opens, clicks, or buys from, you're not alone. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn your ghost silent email list into your most profitable sales channel. I started off working in fashion after studying and going through a really intense, stressful fashion degree, and ended up moving overseas and working with a whole bunch of different companies, from startup to scale up to unicorn accelerator program. And one thing I kept seeing is business owners stressed out, anxious, and really overwhelmed because all the work they were doing on the front end, from social media, from connecting with clients and customers, getting visitors onto their page, but not actually converting. And one really big missing link that I saw was that they weren't utilizing their email marketing. The reason for that is because now we live in a world where there's so much scamming, there's so many different people trying to vie for your attention online. There is more than 1, 2, even 10 companies that operate in the same niche, especially when we're talking in a creative field. So it's very important for you as a business owner to build trust with your audience first before they even think about buying from you. So when they come onto your website and they see your offering, they may be curious, they may be interested, but they're just not ready to purchase yet. Typically, only 1 to 3% of your target audience will be ready to buy from you in that moment. The rest, the 97% need up to 10, 20, it depends on the person, multiple touch points to actually trust your company enough and your brand, your business, to make the decision to buy from you. So by the end of this video, you'll walk away with 3 steps that you can implement this week to start seeing better results in your business using email marketing. The reason I'm so passionate about emails is because it's like twofold. 1, it acts as a business insurance to your brand and business. With so many businesses online focusing and putting most of their effort into social media, you often forget and don't think about what happens if that platform crashes or your account gets hacked or you get banned. This is the story of so many, especially smaller business owners, and they don't have a way to back up their audience. So email is that way of capturing, especially your most loyal audience, and having them on file. The second reason is that email is such a big driving factor for sales, especially when it comes to service-based businesses like course creation, selling digital products, selling coaching, because you're building that trust with your audience one-on-one in the inbox. They're not distracted by other reels or posts or tags that are on their screen at the same time as yours. First, it's really important to understand that every skipped email, every email you don't send or are not thinking through properly is literally money left on the table. There's a few reasons for it, a few that I just mentioned. The others is because a lot of emails get overlooked because they sound very generic. They look and sound like everything else in other people's inboxes. They're very, very AI generated. We have been operating in this ChatGPT space for a few years now, especially for people who are internet savvy. They've come to be able to identify what that looks like and sounds like. And even when an email pops up from you, if you've used ChatGPT to quickly generate it, it's very obvious and clear and most likely won't get open compared to something that's very personal. Another reason is inconsistent tone. So if the messaging in your touch points between your social media, your emails, how you show up on your website, if they don't speak the same language, which for a lot of service-based businesses who sell courses in coaching and digital products, typically founder-led, so it's actually sounding like you. If that's inconsistent, your subscribers will forget you because you're not memorable. You don't have these quirks and really interesting personality traits that make them come back to you and say, hey, this is so-and-so in my inbox. Like, I know it sounds exactly like it. That's a big reason why emails don't get open and don't build that connection. Another reason is it creates a really leaky bucket if you're inconsistent and don't have a strong strategy in place. If you're emailing your list like every few months, or you just pop everything that you've done in 1 month together into a newsletter, but there's a million links, a million photos, and somebody opens that email, they're most likely going to be overwhelmed. You need to get into the headspace of your ideal customer, that subscriber that's actually opening your emails. Do they have time? Like, what situation are they in when they're opening your emails? Are they sitting down at their desk on Monday morning with a casual cup of coffee and they have time to read through everything? Or are they on the go? They're juggling kids, they're juggling multiple projects, they're just checking their emails quickly while they wait for their coffee in the morning. So in that case, your content and email needs to be short, sharp, to the point, and really easy to understand. That's why emails a lot of the time can feel like you're shouting into the void, where you're trying to do everything but you're doing nothing at once. So I'm going to introduce to you my 3-part system called the Email Revenue Engine Framework that helps you take emails either when you're sending too many but not getting any returns, or you don't even know what to send, or what you're sending is just not getting you the results that you want, or you feel like your emails are really disconnected and just sound robotic and don't sound like you, or your chat GPT generated emails are not fantastic, but that's the only option you have right now. So in my 3-step framework, I have the first part is called voice calibration. So this is where we download and look at all your personality quirks and authenticity, especially if you're a founder-led business. Your business a lot of the time will sound like you, it's you. And what I found is for a lot of brand owners is when you go and sit down to write something, you're just stuck. You have writer's block and it's really difficult to put your content together. It doesn't actually sound like you, compared to when you're speaking, when you're having a conversation with a friend, you're updating a colleague or somebody in your network on what you're up to. It sounds really natural. It sounds like you, and you wonder, what is that gap between why do I sound natural when I'm having a normal conversation with somebody compared to when I go to write my emails? The reason for that is because we get into our head a lot, and if you're not a natural writer, which takes skill and practice to develop, there is a high chance that you could have some writer's block and you just feel overwhelmed, you overthink it. So what I do is I encourage my clients to look at conversations that they've had. So you're looking at call meetings that you've had. If you've got an AI plugin, they can record the transcript. So looking at those nuances that you are saying and doing, how you speak. You're looking at content that you already have, looking at voice notes. These are all the things that will put together your brand voice and personality to create a voice calibration. This you can also scan and upload into an AI software to give you a report and analysis about what you sound like, what your voice is like, to refine it, to make it easier for you when you do go to write your emails. The second part is nurture system. So a lot of the times the emails that I see brand owners sending are either not salesy enough or too salesy. So we want to stay away from hyper sales emails, like nobody likes being flat out sold to. On the other hand, if you are sending emails that sound really salesy, don't have any heart in them, that can also be really difficult because nobody wants to be sold to straight up. There's a time and place for it, but a lot of the time people want to receive value and you want to build trust using stories. So the second part of the system is to create a story bank to collect your stories that you can then tie in with your business, to then add that into your content and create that trust with somebody, and having that structure in place to know the sequences that you're going to send. And the last part is the sales flow, which is about automating sequences that convert consistently. There's going to be certain email sequences in your business that you can automate to send automatically. Some of them, as an example, are your welcome emails. If you've got a lead magnet, like a freebie that's really valuable to get somebody onto your email list, that can be automated. And what that means is that when somebody signs up to your email list, they automatically are sent a series of emails at a certain time apart. It doesn't matter what time they sign up, they will receive that email based on when they join your list, compared to broadcasts, which are emails that you send at a certain time of the day or the week, and whoever is on your list at the time receives it. If you're sending an email on Monday and somebody joined your email list on Tuesday, then this person will not receive your broadcast because it was sent on Monday. Another bonus tip to think about that really helps boost your emails performance is your subject lines. Your subject lines are what appears in somebody's inbox when you send your email and makes them decide whether your email is worthy of opening or popping into the bin. If your email content is amazing on the inside, you've done all the work, your strategy's perfect, but nobody's clicking, then they're not even going to see your email in the first place. So your first job is to get those emails seen and that subject line really enticing to open. I've made a free subject line swipe file of subject lines I've tested myself that continuously perform really well and get good results that you can download. I'll leave the links down in the comment below. Now, when you've got all these three elements worked out and refined, so we're talking about your voice calibration, making your emails really sound like you, really natural. When you've got a nurture system which blends those stories with authority-driven content and a bit of sprinkling in some sales content depending on what your goals are, and you've automated what you can, then you should start seeing much better results with your emails. A lot of brand founders report that they see 30 to 40, if not more, % of their sales coming directly from email. So for you, what you can do this week to start improving your emails and seeing some better results is to start with rewriting one subject line. Have a look at what you've got already and have a think about how you can improve it to make it more curiosity driven. Some things that I have noticed that look very AI generated are using idle cases in the email subject lines. Just go into your inbox and have a look at what you can see others sending you. And your goal here is to disrupt the narrative and the visual that's already in a subscriber's head. When we get emails, we want to see that it's like more personal. Think about the emails you open straight away. It's from family, it's from friends. Those subject lines are not so scripted. They're a bit more personal. They have some emotion in them. They might be shorter as well. That's what we want to try and do with our emails. Then if you have been ghosting your list for a while and haven't spoken to them, don't worry, this is super normal. It can be really overwhelming to know what to send and also not want to spam your list. So to get back into the flow of your email marketing and make that a priority, I recommend you send a reintroduction email to your list to say, hey, I have been a little bit MIA. There's been lots going on, but I'm back now and this is what I'll be sharing with you. Doesn't need to be anything over the top or major. You can link it to a particular thing you're working on or an interesting blog post or a new offer that you've just released to get your audience back into the habit of connecting with you in the emails. And for those who want to take their emails to the next level and really see a big difference, is I encourage you to create a mini 3 email sequence. So this can be, if you have a freebie, you can start getting more people into that list and create a little email sequence with adding some value, adding some authority and a teaser. So for example, if you're a stylist and you're offering personal styling packages, perhaps you've got a guide for the next season, like what's in, the colors, the trends, and you can create a 3 email sequence talking about this guide, why it's valuable, how you made it, and teasing it to your audience to get more clicks and getting them into that headspace of connecting with you more. Here we've covered like why emails sales leak and the 3-part framework that can help you refine your emails and get back into the email marketing sphere. It doesn't have to be scary. As you can see, there's some quick wins for you to try at home with your emails this week. Give them a go. Let me know how you go. If you want help to set this up properly, whether you already have a list and you haven't been sending any emails or you're starting from zero, that's totally fine. If you would like that support so your emails generate consistent revenue while you sleep, that's exactly what I do with my email revenue engine. You're welcome to book a call with me. The links are down below, or drop me a message. I'd love to have a chat. Always remember that your emails are your best sales advantage. What you're doing on the front end with your social media and all the marketing is amazing, but keep thinking about how you can keep nurturing that relationship with your audience via emails to make those sales.